It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
Yeehaw! Friday. Starts the weekend. How about you? Hello, Mr. and Mrs. North America and all the ships at sea and around the world. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Friday edition. October 15. Is this the Ides? Are these just the Ides?
It would be the Ides of October.
Ides of October. I'd rather not do that. Is where that comes from. From the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk, there's Jessica Alsman.
Hi, Chick.
Christy Lee still missing. There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick.
The Oxford Gold Group Performance Room. There's Josh Arnold.
Hello.
Tending to his tea.
A little steeping for that ass.
At the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick desk, there's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline. There's Willie Griswold.
Morning.
And for the first time this morning, it's my pleasure to introduce Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
I think we're going to try an experiment today. Suggested by Mr. McGee.
Huh?
Pat Godwin, of course, is through the glass there. He's got his own room. Yeah, it's the Oxford Gold Performance Room. Yesterday, of course, we featured the Oxford Gold Golden Oldie, and a good one it was.
Oh, thank you.
Interestingly enough, we have a couple of stories today that will lead us into song, I'm sure. But Chick had suggested, and I'm kind of modifying this just slightly.
Of course you are.
But I thought perhaps once an hour, we're going to ask you to take the same song from the realm of popular music and turn it into a song referring to a specific news story.
The same song?
I thought it was a song by the same band is what Chick requested.
I wanted the same band.
And I said I've modified it.
So it's just what you're just picking one song from one band and doing that all morning for the same different topics.
Or we could, I suppose you could take an artist and
No.
Which would you rather do, Pat?
You know what? It's up. Maybe the same artist.
Just the same artist.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. And I'll pick the artist, and you pick the the news stories. I'll tell you some headlines.
Pick Neil Diamond.
What about,
all my impressions sound like Neil Diamond.
What about the Guess Who?
That's what. That's not so good at.
How about something not too complicated? Maybe like a Tool.
Yeah.
Or
maybe something by Yes.
Yeah.
How about Rush? How about a little Rush for that ass?
How are you in 7/8 there, Pat?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do. I've been listening to a lot of Billy Joel lately.
Oh yeah.
How about Billy Joel? You can do Piano Man.
Bottle of red. Yeah, I could do that.
Oh yeah. I am the entertainer.
Oh, I love that song.
I heard a comment where he was saying that in that song he says, what is it? If I don't make the charts, you'll forget who I am. And
right.
He was saying that his career is. He goes, I can't quite understand it. He's very self-deprecating. He goes, I don't quite get this. I stopped doing original albums. Just kind of retired from writing. And
a long time ago.
It haven't had any what you'd call hits, but my crowds keep getting bigger, and I'm selling out Madison Square Garden 30 times a year. But a great show. I've always wanted to go see that.
Humble brag.
No, he's. The guy's incredibly successful. But that's a good one for you, right?
Yeah.
You can play that stuff. Okay, good.
I have a little bit.
Okay, so you got to pick then one song per hour regarding today's news.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Is it by Billy Joel, or is it, let's say, just one song by Billy?
We've decided it's just anything by Billy Joel. Okay, and I'll just read you a couple headlines, see if you can attack any of these with Mr. Joel for this first hour.
Dodgers on to the National League Championship Series to play the Braves.
Okay, you got that going. That's a possibility.
Okay.
In the world of sports, this is kind of a sports story.
I just said that.
Swimming there's a new Swimming the English Channel record. Can you do that one?
I might be able to.
I'll send you the story. I love that one. I just love that.
Oh, the English Channel. That'd be BritBox or Acorn.
That is the English channel.
That's the English
channel. The BBC is the English channel.
BBC. This is BBC One.
Yes, I thought the English Channel was when PBS was playing Downton Abbey.
Yeah. It's 9 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
They say chew instead of two. Did you know that?
Did you not know that? You can sing it if you want as the famous Scott. James Bond himself.
Oh,
Sean Connery, who I know you've met while lifting weights.
Yeah.
We can get that. So you're up to, so the story is a woman has broken the record for the most English Channel crossings. You know what we're talking about, Halsey?
She swam back and forth?
She actually has, but that's a different record. This woman has actually done it 3 times in a row once. This time, this is, I think, her 44th crossing of the channel.
All right, ma'am, stop. You did it.
Yeah, that's too many.
I just love stories like that. Remember,
What's the matter? Don't you like living?
the first people that did it, they would grease themselves up, kind of pre-wetsuit.
Oh,
They'd
wow.
cover their bodies in thick grease.
I thought they just liked the way the grease felt.
Could be. I don't know. Yeah. And then, what's the thing with all the weightlifters getting super tan?
It just looks better on
I
stage.
think it defines it
They
better.
pop.
Okay.
More
remember
definition.
we had the world's smallest weightlifter?
When's the last time you had like a deep, dark, rich tan? Like the summer of '74 or something?
My wrists kind of get tan.
I would say maybe in 04. Maybe in 04 you might have had a little light bronze going on.
Yeah, I don't.
You were never really a big-time sun god, were you?
I'm not allowed to be in the sun.
You're telling me.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah,
My
I know your
dermatologist,
doctors and
lovely
your lawyers
woman.
got together.
Yeah, you don't want that. Skin cancer is nasty business, and I've got.
He loves you, Willie.
Freckles, and so Willie, you got. You don't have anything resembling my skin. So you got dark eyes, dark hair. So you're probably not as in
Comes from the
trouble
other
as
side.
I
A
am.
mystery is the foot.
Yeah. Now,
Maybe a test is in order.
The game is on, Watson.
So, Pat, you ready?
I am. yeah.
Okay, so in the next few minutes, compose something. I'll send you the actual story. The woman's name is Chloe McCardle.
Okay.
Lovely.
This is a great feat, Josh.
Yeah, when the first person did it, 70 years ago.
Yeah, that was really something.
Right.
You'd have trouble crossing the English Channel, taking the channel.
Once again, that's not valid. You criticize everything, and yet have done nothing. Okay, you don't play football. You
No,
don't play
I'm
basketball,
honoring this
swim.
woman's a great achievement. I don't play football, but I honor some of the great players, some of the best athletes in the world in the NBA. I'm a big fan. I honor their great work. I could never play in the NBA.
But you criticize it.
There are things to be critical of.
There you go, Josh. It's okay. There are things to be critical of.
You get
Sure, yeah.
some jackass who's going to miss half the season. Hey, good. Hope you die. All
Hope
right.
you die. Now, did I ever wish that on this lady?
Why do you always go there?
I just wanted to stop swimming.
It's number one.
take a break.
Yeah, you're going to get swimmers here.
That hurts like hell.
I'm worried about it.
You know, Jesus didn't cry when you just said that. He went, "Oh."
Hey, read the room there, Tommy.
This woman also, she did a thing in which, this is cool. She swam, this is cool, unassisted, without a cage, 77 miles from Eleuthera Island to Nassau.
Yeah, that's swimming, all right.
Took 37 hours. Isn't
So
that great?
they didn't drag her with the boat, huh?
They followed her.
Well, yeah, let's highlight that.
You know what I've always wanted to do?
Hit me in the head with a baseball bat.
And then I saw it. Was it on Mythbusters? I always thought it'd be cool if they had someone water skiing behind, like a crew team.
Sure.
And they did it on one of those shows once.
Huh.
They're stroke.
And it worked?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how they did. I think
They
they
were
got
rowing fast enough to pull a skier.
Yeah, I think they got them up to speed, and then they had the person pull up next to them in a boat and grab on, I think.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, I think I saw
I'm
that.
just skeptical that that ever happened.
Yeah, I think it's possible. You could, if the person...
You can row a boat with like 8 guys fast enough to pull a water skier.
If the person was light and had real wide skis, I think so. Do you know how fast those people are going?
Well, I mean, you could drag them on a tube. You could go tubing. I don't know about water skiing.
It's the fellas at all the nerdy schools, the Harvards, the Cambridge. Those fellas, they can pull that boat, my friend.
Yeah, you know, the Winklevi were crew members.
Yeah, my college roommate was a member of the crew.
Of course, your college roommate was a crewmate.
No doubt.
Didn't he go to Milan with you to pick up your sister's
There are
cats or
a
something?
lot of fine female crew members as well. I know Lori Laughlin's daughter is excellent.
Yeah,
She really is. You see the photos.
Some other, yeah.
Do you guys know? I know that there's
Pac-12.
people.
Yeah.
Usually they do it in 8, but sometimes they're smaller. There's this duo called the 2 Live Crew, and those fellas just row away.
Man.
Now, I have a pretentious...
We are rowing.
I have a pretentious cruise story for you.
Uncle Luther.
My niece was rowing in the Henley Regatta.
Of course she was.
For Princeton.
Good Lord.
Certainly.
For Princeton.
You
there's
love those details.
There's a tape. There's a tape. I really should get
What
a
a
copy.
giant bore you
Just listen to this.
Nobody has these experiences.
Just listen to this.
Hey, have you heard Tom's niece sculling story?
Well, I mean, you're going to be going to your high school reunion this week, and you're going to talk about some hot dog eating contest. I should get this tape because obviously it's the coxswain. The cox, ironically, is another woman.
You're insufferable.
You should hear the cursing.
Oh.
It is just it's some of the greatest cursing I've ever heard in my life. You G word B's gotta getting the girls motivated.
Probably C word though. Right?
Oh, it's brutal.
Well, they have to be C word, otherwise they couldn't row.
See what happened there?
Shore word, they'd stop for a nice shore lunch.
Exactly.
This really emerges. Who is the biggest dick in the room? Not has, but
Well, I don't know. We're doing.
I like to think we all take turns.
Yeah.
Oh, do we ever?
Yes, it's a floating ass bag.
Yes.
Tom is the ass bag here.
It's a lazy
Ace will
Susan
chime in
dickery.
soon and become a giant ass bag. Thank you, Ace.
Rotating dicks.
But poor Ace is over there just working on
I love
something.
that bar.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
I didn't do anything.
He's on the WWE website. Okay.
I'm reading an album review.
Sure you are.
What album?
Allied Forces from 1981.
Oh, Christ.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Hot off the presses.
Is that why my piano's not up?
That's a great album. Triumph?
Yeah.
I was busy. Okay. It's not my fault.
Triumph?
These buttons aren't labeled.
And it's three of the nicest guys in rock. They happen to be Canadian as we continue our Canadian hunk.
There you go. I was prepping.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you two are amazing. They really speak each other's language, don't they?
You really shovel the old shino one.
They look at each other like, job well done.
Yes.
I'll have to get that. I'll have to get that rowing tape because it'll give Dean something to do for 3 hours of beeping the curse words. Right now,
Dean, you get any sleep? No, it's this rowing and Tom's niece at the 6th hour. Jesus Christ.
very distinguished physician now. Let's move forward here. Talk about something actually that's kind of
Do you have
cool.
any relatives that are just
Bums.
failures?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Why don't you tell us about one of them one
I want to hear
more?
a bum story.
Instead of the ones that are Supreme Court justices.
Hey, buddy.
Why don't you?
You're looking at one of those relatives.
You'd be amazed how close some of those relatives are.
Oh,
No,
that
not
sounds
Willie.
like a shot. You were doing something off the air during the commercials that is so you. We were talking, check local listings. We were talking about raking leaves. And Tom goes, come on over to my house and rake leaves. Bring your rake, stuff like that. You think that would be a treat for someone, don't you?
No.
Like you pulled up to Pat one day and you told me, I thought I'd give him he wasn't doing anything. I'd let him walk my dog. It's the same.
He Tom Sawyered me.
Yeah, it's the
Yes.
You think people like doing things for you.
By way of defending myself, at the time Pat was staying at my house for free,
Correct.
and I had an emergency, and I had to get
Emergency.
Yeah, I could not do it with one of my dogs in the car.
It seemed very clandestine the way you did it.
And it was. There's a backstory that I can't tell. So I drove over. I said,
walk
Pat,
this dog. I got to do something.
walk this. And what a beautiful dog that is.
And what a treat it
He's
was.
already back on the. Wasn't it a treat?
Yeah,
You walked such a beautiful dog.
Wasn't that nice,
You know,
Pat?
so for you, and you were having, Jimmy wasn't with you that
Right,
weekend,
yeah,
so
no.
you were by yourself.
Enjoy some quiet time, and here he
Watching a
comes.
program.
You were probably on the internet Googling your next disease.
Oh,
And
what a mean specific
Got to find
thing.
out stuff.
You do have to learn, don't you?
You remind me of an ex-wife. You're down in the basement on a football Sunday, enjoying the game. She comes downstairs. What's going on down here? I just thought I'd watch it. Well, let's put an end to that. Uh-huh.
Do you remember when I used to do the call-ins? And he'd go, now, Willie's up there in Chicago. He's got no dog, no girlfriend, all alone. Willie, how you doing?
That's right. All by himself.
And he'd throw to me like, I'm not going to go, well, that's the saddest intro I've ever heard.
well, I just needed someone to look after Maisie for just a few minutes. You only had the dog for what, 20 minutes?
It seemed like 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Well,
No,
what
I mean,
else would you be doing?
It's an awful.
Well, maybe
What
writing
else-
songs
what
for the
else
show.
Would you be doing?
He does
What
not
else?
think we have lives.
No.
A 20-minute
What
break?
else would you be doing?
Other than waiting to serve me, what are you doing?
The point is, Halsey goes, Well, there aren't a lot of leaves. I got a ton of leaves. I live in a very wooded.
Nobody cares.
She's the one that doesn't have any leaves. Bring a rake. Come over to my house. I'll give you lots to do.
She didn't say, boy, I sure would love to rake some leaves.
Yes.
All she said was, yeah, there aren't a ton of leaves out yet.
No, she said it's a good weekend to rake leaves.
And it is. How does that mutate
Well, then she
into
said
them
she didn't-
doing work at your house?
She said she didn't have any leaves. I am kindly offering her the chance.
Don't solve it. Just leave it alone.
Good weekend to
And
dig
by
a
the
pool.
way, my dogs are there. You can take them for a little spin while you're
Okay.
over there.
Should I bring like pumpkin bags so you can fill the leaves into those and set them out as decorations?
What are pumpkin
Oh, I
bags?
It looks
love
like the
those.
jack-o'-lantern.
The giant it looks like a giant jack-o'-lantern full of leaves.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
Oh, I love those.
I get the feeling people in social assistance use those for Halloween decorations. See? It's trash, but happy
I
Halloween.
mean, they are essentially trash bags.
Yes.
But they do look
they're
kind of nice.
fun.
I'm not saying they're not.
I am.
We had them,
Okay.
and we were on social assistance.
Get a pumpkin.
I have some this year.
Or don't.
Okay. So anyway, so you can see Pat had to spend 20 minutes of his weekend watching one of my dogs while staying for free at my house. How long were you there? Like a year?
Yeah, at
No,
least-
Pat
at
never
least a year.
complained. He never complained. He knew he was blessed, and that look.
Yeah.
It was just the way that you presented that story to us was hilarious. I allowed Pat.
You realize, and this might be the first and last truthful thing I say on the air. You and Pat are in an abusive relationship. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. The toxic twins.
It's toxic.
And yet,
feed off
but
each other.
I'm very pleased. I produced Pat's great new album, #1 in the comedy charts.
tell you something.
Do you know how I got that done? By abusing him, making him work.
Yeah, didn't Joe Jackson produce all the early Jackson 5 stuff?
Exactly. And can you
You're
argue
right,
with
Joe
success?
Jackson.
It does sound good.
At ABC's. That's a
You
good song.
never saw a happier coworker than Godwin when you were in the hospital. He was easygoing.
That's because he
whistled.
That's
throughout
because
the
I wasn't
day.
stressed.
He bought into that rumor that I'd put him in the will.
I told him.
He was sleeping at night.
Yeah, I told him, Pat, you play what you want to play anytime you want to play. He
That's
goes,
exactly what he said.
What? Really? Yeah, I don't care. Just
Do
start
one of
playing
your
it.
original songs.
Yeah,
Those-
yeah.
This would be like when the Monkees were allowed to produce their own album. Remember that turd?
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you don't.
That's right.
Oh, we had fun.
Speaking of being forced to do things,
I hope they called it monkey business, just real quick.
they weren't even that clever.
I think it was like headquarters or something. It was awful.
Absolute turd. You know, you got Boyce and Hart. You got the best. You got Neil Diamond writing your songs. Oh no, that's okay. We'll do our own.
No, Peter's
Mr. Dabalia, Mr. Bob Dabalia. Isn't that one on there?
Oh God. But first, we go back to the sports desk.
So we have chosen the topic.
Yes.
And the artist.
The artist is Billy Joel, and the first hour it'll be this English Channel thing.
Okay.
Then we'll decide what the second hour is going to be soon.
Here we go. Let's look ahead to that right now.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are in the National League Championship Series after rallying in the ninth to beat the Giants. You know who they beat? The Dodgers beat, Josh?
The Oversize.
The Oversize by a score 2-1 in San Francisco. Cody Bellinger, they call him the Belly. He broke a 1-1 deadlock, an RBI single that scored Justin Turner, the bearded one who started the rally. He got a hit by a pitch with one out. I can't hit the ball with the bat. I'll stick my ass out.
But that's the worst thing to do. Isn't it?
Big controversy at the game.
Neither team scored until Corey Seager singled home a run in the sixth inning. Yes, I forget who was up for the Giants, but it was obviously not a check swing, but they called a check swing strike and ended the game. You can't review that play, evidently, according to the baseball rule book, which is roughly 1 million pages long.
Yeah.
So
We'll see if you can review that play next year.
yeah, they'll take they'll re-emphasize it during the offseason.
Hate to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
I don't. It's part of the game.
No, but
Well, it's
Umpires are part of the game.
the umpire should never decide a game.
Of course not. But he did, and it's done. And what do you want him to do? Go play the last inning?
yes.
Really? Get everybody together again. All the players, they got to get up and take a shower, go to the ballpark.
Why is the shower a big part of it for you?
Well,
I just
we
like
got to
to
go to the
talk about
mailbag real
ball
quick.
players taking a shower.
We were talking about
Was I talking?
women's crew and rowing.
And your niece and
And
Princeton. And
I got this. This guy writes, my niece rowed in college in Florida against another 8-girl boat. The boat was known as Octopussy,
Nice.
named after the James Bond movie.
I thought it might be.
Is that not a James Bond movie?
Yeah, it is.
It's got crew. It's got James Bond. That is all over you. That's a perfect letter for you.
It's a man after your heart.
Like a tuna boat or something. Is what I.
And yes, and it was, and I was right. It was MythBusters, where I believe it was the Stanford men's crew pulled someone up on water skis.
You were right.
How
cool
congratulations!
Isn't that great?
Well done. You were right again.
Yes, you were right.
Ms.
We're all going to
Alsman.
say it. You were right.
Do you mind if I call you Jessica?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Ms. Alsman,
Yes, if you mind.
one of my favorite things in life is those water ski stunt. Oh, that of course. Those water ski stunt shows.
Yeah.
You ever seen them where they have the pyramid on water skis and they go by waving?
Yeah. On TV.
Isn't that great though?
It's pretty cool.
Isn't that great?
There's
Yeah,
also a
and you know
squirrel.
what his favorite thing is about the water skiing? The giant pyramid that they make
I love
on
that.
water ski.
Oh, and then I also love the guy that spins the plates. You ever seen that?
Listen to this.
Not in person. but It's pretty cool.
He
just keeps going.
He's a raving bull.
Welcome back to Conversations from the
Listen to
Retirement
him.
Home.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Were we at a party? This is where we'd all slam our champagne and go, oh, I look empty. I better hit the bar. Leave you there with the
Hey, I
plate.
got a sitter. I gotta go.
Boy, anything. I got to go kill myself.
Remember
Don't
when,
worry.
remember when Dwight Slade called in and we made Dwight wait on Zoom so
Yeah.
we could talk to a dentist that water skied on stilts?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so great. How cool is that water skiing on stilts?
It's, marginally cool, I guess.
In a Go-Go's video, maybe.
I'm sorry. Back to
Where those go-go's are.
back to baseball.